occasions. Why not middle age? And yet, it's hiking the PCT. It's not servicing strangers at the glory hole. It's not skinning children. I'll admit those are extreme, but this is so downright wholesome in a way. Why couldn't I have thrown in something with sex? Why wasn't it orgies on the porch? Then again, this was something I could somewhat understand. This had all started when I was about 12 years old. My mom would take me and a friend of my choosing to Irvine Park, and she would let us roam the park while I actually have no idea what she did. I'm pretty sure it wasn't orgies on the porch. There's a long talk I hope my mom and I never, ever have. Anyway, I wandered off to take in whatever undiscovered region remained. And I'm not kidding. Irvine Park was huge when I was a kid. Now, I know you probably don't know anything about Irvine Park. In fact, you probably don't know anything about Irvine. But take my word for it, okay? Most of that park has been paved over in the years since. But rather than be maudlin, let's stick with the concrete theme. Really go with it. Because when I was a kid, I didn't just explore parklands. I hoofed it on the street wherever I could go. I couldn't really go much of anywhere. We were usually broke. But when I fell in love with a girl named Teresa in my junior year of high school, when I fell for her, I walked every day from one side of Santa Ana, California, the better side, the side with South Coast Plaza, over to her side, the dangerous side, the muggy side. Every day. Twice a day if she wanted me. I was 17 years old. I could walk. I always had this romanticized idea about everything, really. But for our purposes here, let's just say I had this very romanticized idea about backpacking. The idea of going somewhere few have gone, the feeling of independence while still utterly connected with the planet. You see, it's still with me. For many years, walking was about all I could do. Except when I was 16, and my release time teacher... Oh crap, I'm going to catch shit for this, aren't I? Okay, let's just deal with it. I was terrible at sports. I wanted desperately to fit in. Crazy religious people said, "You can fit with us," and I said, "Oh, can I? How long will it take?" And they said,
"Forever."
And I got to be really close with my release time teacher. We just fit. She was very motherly at a time in my life when my mom had pretty much given up. I was the third in a long and tedious line of disappointments. No, my mom would never think of us that way. But, seriously, no shit. My teacher and I became friends, and she invited me on a backpacking trip she was taking with her son and a friend of theirs. I know. This sounds weirdly like some kind of porn, or, at best, an after-school special. Look it up. But it's not. I promise you. Don't you know how much I wish that was true? Nothing that interesting ever happened to me. I refer to this as my Anne Murray period. There is no male equivalent. No, not even Michael Bolton. Our plan was to head out to the San Gorgonio Wilderness, which is due east of Los Angeles. Imagine, if you will, California, but cooler. We had water back then. In those days, the San Gorgonio Wilderness was remote. Now it's backed up against a 7-Eleven. My teacher's name, by the way, was Mrs. Nichols. Salt of the earth woman, good type. Believed cuckoo banana things about old men in the sky, but who am I to judge, right? Besides, I was a born-again Christian back then. We all were. So you think God would have rewarded our belief with some water? Yep. We had forgotten the water. Every last drop. We'd have to head quite a ways up the trail before we found anything worth drinking. And yet, it was nice and cool that morning, and who could possibly get thirsty? You'd think God would have rewarded our belief with some brains, but nope. Salt of the earth, Mrs. Nichols might